came to the Emilia-Romagna region of Italy with one goal: eat well, sip, and take it all in. From the pasta and balsamic to the streets packed with history and charm, Bologna, Modena, and Parma delivered. This leg of our trip was slower, richer, and honestly, one of the most flavorful parts of our journey. Today we are taking a quick train from Florence to Bologna. Just 40 minutes later, we are stepping into one of Italy's most underrated cities. Known for its rich history, vibrant streets, and as the birthplace of Bologna pasta, this place is a dream for food lovers. On our walk to the Airbnb, we passed a buzzing outdoor food market, historic buildings, and even the ruins of an old papal fortress, now a peaceful park tucked into the city. The vibe here hits you right away, where flavor, culture, and old world charm all come together.
We got this apartment on United website, and we used United miles for this stay. 3 nights here in Bologna. I think it was like 91,000 miles, so it was actually pretty cheap compared to other prices that was available on the United website. All right, we just checked in and we are about to step out, go explore, check out the main piazza, and then maybe try to find some food. It just stopped raining, so perfect timing. I don't think it's supposed to rain the rest of the day.
One of our favorite things to do when we arrive in a new city is just step outside and start walking. No real plan, just wandering through the streets, taking in the architecture and getting a feel for the vibe. Bologna is full of charm with its porticos, old stone buildings, and little corners of history around every turn. It's the best way to ease into a place and let it introduce itself to you. Since the sun came out and the air was warm, we grabbed a table outside at this spot. Everything about this moment felt a little nostalgic. Sitting there, surrounded by old world charm, we were just happy to be in Bologna, and the food really hit the spot.
It is hailing.
Just arrived in Modena. We're about to go walk around city center, get lost like a bus.
I need coffee.
Yes, we need coffee.
Modena is one of those places that kind of sneaks up on you. It's this small Italian town in the Emilia-Romagna region with beautiful old buildings, cobblestone streets, and cool little surprises, like this street covered in colorful umbrellas. It just feels magical. But Modena is not just a pretty face, it's also a big deal in the food world. This is where traditional balsamic vinegar comes from, and yeah, it's the real deal. Plus, with Michelin-starred restaurants serving up unforgettable dishes, Modena is a food lover's dream. Good vibes, amazing food, and so much charm packed into one little city. Modena's historic center is all about the trio: the cathedral, the Ghirlandina Tower, and the Piazza Grande. Together, they make up a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The cathedral is over 900 years old with insanely detailed carvings. The tower next to it, Ghirlandina, is tall, slightly tilted, and iconic. And the piazza is the kind of place you want to sit, sip some coffee, and soak in the history. Tucked away in the heart of Modena, this vineyard carries a centuries-old tradition, crafting true traditional balsamic vinegar of Modena. It all begins in the vineyards, where over 40 varieties of local grapes, including Lambrusco and Trebbiano, are hand-harvested each September. The grapes are gently pressed to create raw must, then slowly cooked for hours to deepen its richness.
So apparently this place offers a shuttle from the train station. We didn't know that. We got here early, checked out Modena, and then we took a taxi here. It was cool though. We're gonna take the shuttle back to city center.
But the magic truly begins in the attic, where natural fermentation takes over. Without added yeast or controlled temperatures, generations of knowledge guide this delicate process. Once alcohol forms, a starter from aged barrels is added, sparking acidic oxidation and transforming the must into the soul of traditional balsamic. This aged treasure matures for 12, even 25 years in a cascade of wooden barrels, each one smaller than the last. Every winter, a careful process of tasting, transferring, and topping off takes place, respecting time, nature, and flavor. And before it reaches your table, each drop must pass a blind tasting by expert judges to meet strict DOP standards. Only then is it bottled in a unique bulb-shaped glass bottle exclusive to Modena. It's the official seal of authenticity, so you know it was made here in the Emilia-Romagna region. After indulging in balsamic vinegar tasting, we made our way back into town. Feeling full, we wandered around looking for a spot to grab a digestif, taking our time to soak in the vibe of this beautiful city and do a little people watching. After soaking in the sights and smells of Modena over digestifs and wine, and slowly working up an appetite, we started debating whether to grab dinner here or wait until we trained back to Bologna. We went with the former and we're so glad we did. We ended up with one of the best pasta dishes on the trip, pumpkin stuffed tortellini with balsamic vinegar and shaved Parmigiano Reggiano.
All right, so that's a wrap here in Modena for the day. Balsamic vinegar tasting.
Also wine tasting.
Also wine tasting. We went to a few places that had really good lambrusco.
So they made their own limoncello, they made their own walnut liqueur, like walnut amaro, which was so crazy but also amazing. So we're headed back to the train station on our way to Bologna.
And we're back. Bologna is popping on a Friday night.
After a few amazing days in Bologna and Modena, we decided to take a quick day trip to Parma via train. When we arrived at Parma, we made our way to a cozy little restaurant. I wish we could remember the name, but we ordered exactly what you would in Parma. A charcuterie board piled with cured meats and thick chunks of Parmigiano and lasagna. It was simple, but honestly so good. Parma is a small city with big flavor, literally the birthplace of Parmigiano Reggiano. It's also famous for prosciutto and its elegant old-world charm. The city has deep roots in Italian music and art, and even houses one of the oldest universities in the world, dating back to 962 AD. We only spent a couple hours here since I was battling a head cold and not feeling 100%, but we did manage to soak in the architecture, stroll through the quiet streets, and grab a few drone shots to capture the beauty of this underrated city.
We are actually going to be heading back a little early. I got like a head cold over the last few days, so I'm fighting through that right now. Just bought some daytime equivalent. Sucks because getting sick at the end of the trip is not fun. But anyways, Parma, like every other Italian town, has the same charm, same architecture, everything. It's beautiful.
So
it's gorgeous.
Back in Bologna, we spent the rest of the afternoon wandering through the historic heart. Everywhere you look, the city is bursting with character, from the portico-covered streets to medieval towers. One of the most iconic is Antonelli Tower, a tall leaning steeple that has watched over the city for centuries. We also passed through Piazza Maggiore, the city's main square, where locals and visitors just hang out, soak in the sun, and enjoy the rhythm of the day. We ended the night switching it up with dinner at a Singaporean restaurant. We needed a little break from pasta, and honestly, it was a perfect way to wrap up the day of exploring and unexpected detours. As the train rolled through the Italian countryside, we found ourselves heading back to where it all started, Rome. From the ancient wonders of Rome, to the art and charm of Florence, to the food-filled streets of Bologna, Modena, Parma, this journey has been everything we'd hoped for and more. The meals were unforgettable: fresh pasta, rich sauces, incredible wines, and flavors that hit differently when you're surrounded by history. We're so grateful for these experiences, the people we met along the way, and of course, the memories made over every bite and sip. Thanks for coming along with us. We hope this inspires you to explore, eat well, and connect with the world in your own way. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow along for more food, culture, and travel adventures. Until next time, ciao.